Hello! Hi! Welcome to the things that we talk about!
Things that we talk about to each other.
Yeah.
On today's episode, we're gonna introduce a new segment that we
called-
call. Why am I talking about this? A new segment called the Ketchup Session.
Yeah, so
Right.
basically a catch-up session is where we catch up with most of our friends that do
People that
different
we
things, people that we know,
that we
people
like.
that we don't know, people that we like. If you watch it on YouTube, you'll see our first guest is actually our regular listener.
Our regular customer.
Yes, regular customer lah. Regular
Yang
customer.
selalu support yang selalu bagi kita support yang like selalu. First guest of the season.
This is
ever.
Eugene.
Ever.
Yeah.
Eugene is also a Seng, just
Yes.
like me.
Cousin.
He's
Relative.
He's one of my favorite cousins.
One of.
One of not favorite cousin.
He's my favorite cousin now.
Now, after when we cut, it is no longer favorite cousin.
That's not true.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go straight to today's topic. So today's topic, usually on the Ketchup Session, we have a certain topic that we talk to our guests. So usually for this one, it's actually about grit. Means courage and determination despite difficulty.
Yes.
So in a short term, that what it means. Meaning that you decide to do something and you decide to persevere, to keep doing it for a certain period of time. So a day doesn't count, month doesn't count. It usually takes years or a few months.
Your whole life.
At least more than 6 months, at least a year. It would take about like a year. So
Perseverance.
when you do something about more than a year or in a year, that no matter what difficulty you go through, then you keep doing it, then it's called a grit. Okay, so today the reason why we have Eugene today because Eugene has been doing quite a lot of things throughout his
A lot of things.
He's
a
a
lot of things throughout his career lah. Like how old are you again, Eugene?
27.
Eugene is 27, and we
Yes.
respect that.
Yeah,
He hustles at
despite 27 years old, you might think 27 years old, what does a 27 years go through? But you have to understand, different people start at different age. So like Eugene, he started at what age again? Did you start working?
Officially, 17.
17.
17.
So,
Maybe we get Eugene to introduce yourself.
can you
Tell us what
introduce
you
yourself?
do, yeah.
Okay.
Who are you?
So you guys know
Who are you?
Who are you? I don't know who I am. Why you?
Okay, I'm Eugene. Eugene Seng. Basically, like Jeremy said, I'm
Eugene Seng Young Kid. For all those want to know his full name.
Yeah, I don't know why would you do that?
Okay, so what do you do?
As of right now, I'm actually helping my dad's business. We are selling mosaics and tiles to projects for building materials, mostly building materials lah. So back before that, I was running a couple of my own businesses. So that didn't work out. But it is an experience.
Clearly.
So you had an experience of doing a couple of business lah.
Yes.
Before this, so you ventured into a few things, different field.
Yeah.
What kind of field have you ventured into?
Okay, the first field I ventured is something I'm more familiar with, which is a cafe.
Cafe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I study culinary, so
Ooh.
I go into culinary. So the first thing I venture in is to operate a cafe. At the same time, while I'm doing the cafe operation thing, I freelance on consultation. Consult people on how to start up a cafe. And everything.
Okay.
That lasted for a year.
For a year.
Yeah, and we couldn't take the no work-life balance thing because I was studying and then running the cafe at the same time.
Oh yeah, it would be very difficult.
Yeah.
The cafe is the one that is in the college
Yeah,
premise.
in the
right?
college premise, yeah.
Yeah.
So we couldn't take it. One of my friends felt really sick. Her alveoli burst.
Wow.
Yeah, because we don't sleep at night.
So that person is a very hardworking person lah.
Yeah, there was three of us.
Obviously
There was three of us. So she's more towards the accounts. She was helping us with the accounts. I'm towards the marketing, and my other friend's the chef.
Oh, okay.
And we rarely sleep at night because we stay up all night trying to run the accounts. And we don't get paid. We don't get paid.
See,
You're paying yourself. That's the point.
No, every profit goes to the school fund.
What? Then why would you do that?
It's a practical training course.
But a practical training until you sacrifice your
That's why when that happened to her, we told them we want to call.
Dude, I would say that is not even practical.
Yeah, that's not practical. That's just giving up your life.
Okay, so here's the thing for like if people ask you, I mean practical at the side is like for me practical it has some sort of like allowance. Then it makes sense because you're doing practical for you to earn experience, not to burst your organ.
And at the same time, usually people do work get paid lah.
People do work get paid.
Apparently, we were young, so getting paid with experience and
that's
my
bullshit.
god,
That's
kind of shit.
That's bullshit. Interns get paid. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the first time I actually ran an entire cafe on my own.
And then after that, what did you do after that?
After that, I thought I didn't have enough experience, so I went to work for people. At the same time, I tried to build up my own business. I started off with IT, this computer component business. So we try to sell things like GTX and all this kind of thing to people. But it's because I don't do the selling. I'm not the IT guy. I don't know anything about it.
So what do you do in that area?
My friend is the IT guy. All I did is whoever he introduced me to, I shake their hands and I butter them.
So basically he's the negotiator.
What we call it is the GRO. He goes there, he got him.
I try to close sales.
So the guy who closed the deal.
But that didn't last is because my partner wanted to do a drone.
Wanted to do a drone?
Want to be a drone pilot.
Why though? Isn't IT
to be a drone pilot on the side?
He wanted to focus on the drone business thing.
So how is drone business doing now?
I have no idea. I'm gonna catch up with him.
You gotta catch up with. Hey, Eugene's partner. Tell us how you doing the drone thing. You saw good. Can you send one drone over?
Yeah. Thank you. Maybe send two.
So and then after the IT business, then what else do you do after that?
After that, we jump into last year. It's a digital marketing company.
Oh, interesting.
Which is digital marketing for food and travel. That one is not really my business. I hopped in to help a friend out.
Okay.
So why friend? Why these two things?
Well, a lot of things happened last year. I always believe in telling people that 1 year can change a lot of things. 1 year is a very long time to change a lot of things. So this happened is because we have, number one, we have the MCO, right? Everyone struggle with it. So our work also, it just, it's not as straight as we planned it to be. And then we had an internal dispute where turned into a lawsuit. Okay.
This is the one that I heard about.
So
it didn't end up in this.
It didn't end well. It actually is still not resolved up to today because the guy has completely ghosted us.
Can he ghost the law?
Apparently he did.
Sounds like a modern day Joe Low. Wait, Joe Low is a modern day Joe Low. That ain't right.
Okay. So you did a few business, right? But you studied culinary. So it is something that you actually wanted to do. Actually, was the intention to like study culinary then open a culinary business, or was it like study culinary then halfway through or when you finish you had to change?
My intention.
What happened?
My intention initially was to study drama. I wanted to do drama because I like to direct short films. Then I realized that the Malaysian economy with films isn't doing so well. So I told my dad,
the creative industry is not.
I told my dad I want to go to Hollywood and study. And when we saw the price, which is like the first foundation price is up to $200,000 US dollars.
Of course. Can you imagine times 4?
800,000 ringgit to buy house. Very big house also. So I was like, good luck with that one. No. Good luck with
so
that.
I didn't pursue that. Then I didn't know what I want to do after that. Then after that, after Form 5, you were pressured into going into
you gotta do
you
something.
guys have to do something and everything,
Yeah.
right? But
You have to be a doctor.
lucky for me, I had a 3 months grace period because I had to go to NS.
So in that time you were
I was
finding yourself.
Yeah, figuring it out. Then in NS, you can't have handphones and everything, but I always sneak my handphone in. Sorry, Sergeant. But I always.
And that doesn't exist anymore.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
They're not there anymore. They're not there anymore.
I always watch Gordon Ramsay.
Oh,
That's
favorite
why.
chef of all time.
Yeah,
The chef.
That's why I was like, oh, maybe I want to do culinary because the plating and everything, it looks so good.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So I thought when I come back, I say, yeah, I'm going to study culinary. Ended up studying culinary for 8 months, then venture into hotel management.
Okay.
And then from hotel management, I venture into business management. Why the process go down is because
Some would say it's going up.
some would say it's going up. Okay. To me, I wanted to be a celebrity chef. After that, when I want to pursue
Not
the
difficult, not
culinary.
difficult. Chef one can do, you can do.
Not too late. You can do a segment with
Chef
us.
one can do, you can do.
So when I was studying culinary, sadly my school only had 2 students for culinary.
Only 2 students.
Me and a guy named Jackie. And we were like 2 students, they're not gonna proceed with this, and they didn't proceed with this.
Yeah.
So we all had to go into hotel management. So we were forced to go to hotel management until they said they will find extra students, and then they will put us back into culinary, which they didn't do.
Because they can't find it.
You can't find it.
No.
And then
Man.
hotel management, when you go through hotel management, you basically study a basic of everything: accounts, economy, business. So when I studied business, and my lecturer for business is pretty good, and he knows how to in this business term called tee up, means really bring boost business, like give you the interest of
Yeah,
business. Like,
yeah.
damn, this thing's good. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should try doing business, but I have to learn it from dad because dad is the businessman in the family. So I was like, nah, I don't want to work for dad.
But you did anyways.
I did anyways.
So can we say that because of that particular lecturer that you get
Correct,
interested
correct.
into
Yep.
into doing business?
Yep.
Yeah, but then what? Other than that, is it within you yourself that after that you jump into business, right? Is it because of that or is it because
No, it's
of
because
other things?
of the almighty dollar. Because of money.
Agung, kepala agung.
No, like in Malaysia, no dollar.
No dollar.
The almighty ringgit.
Almighty ringgit.
Our Lord and Savior.
So because of the profit of business lah, how you can see that where the profit.
No,
came
it's
from,
because
is it?
what I think is everything we do is basically business. To be honest,
Correct.
Even
This is a legit business.
even when let's say Jeremy goes and get a job as a cameraman, he has to sell his skill to
Yeah.
get
Definitely.
some money. So it's basically a transaction of business. That's what I believe. So to me, if I'm gonna do a transaction, why do I have to do a transaction that gives me a very stable profit?
If you
Rather-
can
if I can get a bigger profit.
bigger profit,
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's all about the money. Yeah.
But throughout your business that you tried before, that you ventured before, does that happen or does that ever happen?
Okay, at one point, I don't know, but I have one point that is I was secretly quite loaded.
Oh.
Secretly, yeah.
Because
You don't know it.
People got money, don't tell people. Like that one. Forget his favorite cousin, Konon, your favorite cousin.
Mom, dad, I also didn't tell you. So
No, it's
Yeah, if the mom
It's
and
not
dad
family.
watching, like, yeah.
sorry, my girlfriend also I didn't tell.
What's going on there?
So-
let's talk about how much did you. Nah.
Okay, we don't have to talk about how much,
No,
but
no, no,
it does at some point in your entire
At some
career,
point,
it
yeah,
did
I was
happen,
quite
lah.
comfortable financially, and then I wasted it all on.
Drugs and booze and sex.
I wish. But no, I wasted it all on wrong decision making for stock markets. I invested in the wrong stock markets. Forex killed me.
That's
What
right.
a bro.
Never mind. There's a
MLM killed me.
So
MLM.
So now you're no longer doing business lah. You're now working.
I am
working with
considered actually I don't know if my dad considered this, but I'm actually running was I expert in my current dad's company. Along with him, he's actually trying to, slow down a bit. He's trying to slow
so
down
for
a
you
bit.
to
for
get
me to
in,
transition over, help out his partners and everything. So I'm considering helping him run that, and I'm helping my friend out with a photography business as much as I can with the very limited time I have. But
it looks so sad at the limited time.
yeah, 24 hours a day is not enough.
Yeah, I agree. That if any of you agree 24 hours not enough, do comment on our YouTube and tell us why, or on our IG, just tell us why. Because
24 hours is actually more than enough.
For you,
Then you get to sleep.
you get to sleep the whole day. So that is what we considered as great, because Eugene had been doing a lot of things and you don't even give up, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever, too, at that time,
in
have you
my-
ever felt you want to give up?
In my own defense, I've given up a couple of times.
But
It's
then after
okay.
that, you keep going, right?
Yeah, the goal stays the same.
Mm.
It's the path to go there would be different.
Yeah. So the point of greed is there's always a goal there, but no matter how you fail or you give up, but the goal is still there. You don't give up the goal. So what exactly what you did?
What's the main goal? To be filthy rich.
No, actually, it's just that the main goal is to have my own cocktail bar. And if I go to restaurants, I don't have to look at the price tag to order food.
That's of course lah.
That's of course lah. I like that too.
You can eat without worries.
I really want to eat. I really want to eat.
But why you eat also, you're so skinny
You ask my mother.
Okay. I know the answer. Your mother's genes also.
My father also same.
No, your father.
My father is just beer belly fat.
Beer belly.
So great. Our elders
Yep.
up until our generation right now, which is we're in our 30s, right? We do have great, because our elders also tend to work in the company for like 10 years.
My dad
you know?
is serious greed.
Yeah.
Your dad
Listen,
Right.
if you talk about great, you want to interview about great, it's actually supposed to interview my dad. I still give up at times.
My dad.
Holy
your dad.
shit.
Your dad has been working for a long time.
My dad has been in the
Long.
tiling industry for 45 years.
45 years. 45 years is a long time.
How old is your
he?
daddy?
My dad is 72 years old.
He's still working today.
Yeah.
He's still working until now?
Yeah, and if any one of you knows Nairo, the company Nairo,
Nairo Granite.
yeah, my dad went to Switzerland with his team to bring Nairo to Malaysia. He's
Wow.
that pioneer.
That's great school. That's great.
Yeah, so when you talk about great, like, those are the things that's considered as great. I mean, elder generation, our elders still have it. Okay, what do you think personally? Generation Z, Gen Z,
Oh, the latest one we're talking about.
latest generation.
Strawberry.
And us also like
And also-
millennials
and
and
also
Gen Z
like,
lah,
okay,
the
yeah,
younger
okay.
generation.
Millennials
Don't just attack Gen Z.
No.
Okay.
So what do you think about Gen Z and also millennials?
This
Because you're considered as millennials, right?
I want
You're
to
not
attack
Gen
both
Z.
of them.
He's
is not an
millennial.
attack.
Millennials,
I'm
right?
gonna be honest. I'm gonna attack both of them because I mean millennials half lah. Let's say half lah. At least half of them is quite hardworking.
Gritty.
Yeah.
And some of them is a bit of a late bloomer, but I don't know. We will see how.
Example A.
Double B.
Come on, you guys are
Bloomer.
Because the idea of grit is you work hard on something, no matter how hard is it, no matter how
Well,
many
you
times
still
you
work,
fail,
yeah.
you keep going, right? That's
Yeah.
why our parents, like I know my parents work in the same company. Like my mom worked in the same company, first job until she retired. How many of our generation actually does that? We,
Okay, now,
we
to
jump
me,
how many
all
jobs
that.
already?
I have an argument for that. There is a difference to me. There's a difference between grit and comfortability. You being too comfortable in a company for too long, I can't take that because there's no change.
Makes sense?
You do the same thing all over again. There's no change.
Yeah, but that's how people back in the day climbed the ladder.
Yep.
People nowadays, when you stay at the company for that long, doesn't mean you're climbing ladders. You're not gonna climb any ladders
So
by
I
staying in one
think the
company.
definition of greed for our elder generation, I mean for our parents, is
Yeah.
very different. Meaning to say you get something, you put yourself into it, no matter how difficult or how hard it is, you keep there until the end of the road lah. But for our generation, grit is different already.
We need to grow.
Yeah,
we're
we
looking
need to
for
grow.
growth. And I'm sorry, Gen Zs, but 90% of you guys have no grit at all.
Not only
Why made you say that? Why made you say?
Would
Why
you-
made you think like Gen Z?
are you trying to say that they are entitled?
Entitled is one thing. Snowflake is another thing.
So easily ruptured lah. Like they touch the
Third
ground.
thing is because I have experience. I am recently interviewing for people to come into my company to help me out. And the younger people, I'm telling you, it's like,
They need to be spoon fed.
yeah. Their theory is real good when they explain themselves. Oh, I can do this and that. I'm very good at this. I know the theory of this. But when you put them on the field,
To work.
I don't know how to do.
So have you hired one that you put them through the
Not
field?
for this company.
Okay.
The previous couple of companies I had, even my friend's cafe, Deja Vu, the pet cafe, we hired a couple,
The one with the huskies and the corgis.
and they're like, oh, I can do anything. Taylor's graduate. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say.
Oh, that's a shot at Taylor's. Let's keep it along. That's cool as hell.
I'm a Taylor's
Taylor's right there.
No,
many years ago.
university graduate, culinary degree and all this kind of thing. And they come in and I'm telling them to cut a julienne. I've never done it before.
Cut a what?
Kind
A
of
julienne is a type of slice.
Oh.
the carrot.
You just
I thought it was a name. Cut Julian. And then it's like, why? Why Julian? Why not cut Julian?
Which one is Julian? Which one?
I don't want to be murderer, I want to be chef.
So when you ask them to cut that, they don't know.
They don't know.
Was it they don't know or they just
They forgot or
lazy
something.
or
Either they forgot, it's either lazy, but they're telling us they don't know.
Huh?
So instead of telling you they don't know, what would the proper answer that you would have accepted?
Yeah.
Would you accept something like,
I don't
wait,
remember.
let me Google. Would that be acceptable?
It's okay if you don't know how to cut a julienne or you don't know how to cut a Brunoise or whatever it is. You tell me straight up front when I was interviewing you.
Oh.
You don't tell me you know how to do everything, and then you come in the kitchen and you say, I don't know how to do this shit.
But then that's how nowadays when you
Yeah, that's how
work.
people get job nowadays
Now
though.
people that
Which
get
is
job
bad.
nowadays. It's like you say, oh yeah, I know how to do this, how to do this. Then after that, you go in, then
Then
only
like,
learn from that lah.
Which is bad. Which
Can
is
you teach me?
last 2 days I had an interview for an admin assistant. She wrote in her resume her Malay language is 10, and her English language 9, written and spoken. And I interview her, she cannot speak a single lick of English.
Wow.
I was
That's
like,
a 9 right there.
I was like, oh come on, you don't have to lie at the resume.
You can just say you don't know.
Yeah,
we'll
I
still accept
don't
you.
mind. I'll still accept.
But if you lied, so that's a big no-no when
That's
you
a
lie
big
on,
no-no,
on
yeah.
your resume.
I like people who's honest with the resume.
Yeah, but not many people like honesty, especially big companies.
Oh yeah. One thing is because I'm very straightforward.
Oh yeah.
I like to hurt people's feelings.
So you know,
I know how that feels.
Has he hurt your feelings?
All the time. He's been calling me fat since day one. He's a little kid. And he's going goo goo gaga fat. And I was like, God damn, this boy savage. Do you need to do that?
Eugene never say bad thing to me though.
Yeah,
Not
'cause,
yet.
Not yet.
Take
lah.
your time. Take your time.
Probably not yet.
Yeah, get
I mean,
to know him a little more. He
even-
will kill you.
It's good is because you're getting to know the me now.
Yeah,
Which is
not the
more
you.
controlled.
More composed lah.
If you know man Eugene, you wouldn't like him.
So okay, in between millennials and Gen Z, right, would you say that which one has a better grit attitude in comparison?
Definitely millennials, but I'm not saying that Gen Z is not great. What's the word? Grateful.
Gritty.
Gritty. Yeah.
The gritty sounds like a fish. But
It doesn't matter, they're gritty. They're not as gritty.
they're not as gritty, but they are more looking towards passion. Gen Z, I think they need to discover their passion before they become gritty.
Would you say that maybe it's because they don't have the experience that the millennials have yet? Because millennial has at least lived, let's say 5-10 years longer than them. So
Maybe, but I think it's more of the upbringing. Gen Zs nowadays is the phone.
the phone
Is killing young people.
killing their minds. Them on their TikToks and their Instagrams.
I go outside and I watch how millennial parents educate Gen Zs.
I know how they do it.
They go like, hey, stop crying. No, play the phone.
Wow.
Exactly.
So I
think that
here's an iPad.
Here, I cannot agree with that because my mom brought me up very differently thanks for all the big slaps and broomsticks and chairs. Don't tell that on camera.
But then,
Very proud of it.
but then now, if you were to do the same treatment,
We gonna get a lawsuit.
And then another thing is that because now it's a different era, everything is technology, it's modern, it's new thing.
Everything is very fragile actually. Everything is very fragile. Like I can't even pull ears anymore. This is the lightest punishment I got off with, pulling ears. And if I were to pull a kid's ear now, and
Then it's
the whole world's gonna attack me.
Imagine if you pull their nipples. Imagine that. Was that be considered sexual harassment at the same time?
probably.
Because that happened to me.
Abuse and sexual harassment. That happened to you?
Yeah, it happened to me. Then I was like,
you can do it now.
no, it's too late. And also at the same time, I was like, I'm grateful. Thank that teacher. That teacher was like, oh,
Teacher did it to you.
tak pakai baju PE Oh,
My teacher did the
PJK
same
kan,
thing.
PJK tak pakai baju
We had the same teacher, I think.
Ghazali.
Yep.
So you're grateful to him because now you have a pointy nipple.
Yes. But he actually pinch my nipple. It's slightly above lah, you know. Like right here and then he twist. Bro, not simple bro.
Twist.
Start engine bro.
The thing is because when he pinch me here, I'm no meat, right? So he hold here.
Oh.
And then he punch.
And then you follow his direction.
Okay, how about you guys say thank you to the teacher?
She doesn't watch this, that's for sure. She doesn't watch this.
Thank you, Ajit Ghazali, for traumatizing my childhood.
God,
So what is the best example, like among of the people that we know that have the best grit is athlete. You know, athlete has one of the best gritty attitude ever.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you have Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant. So this kind of people, athlete really has grit because they work towards something, towards a goal.
Like they never stop, they do it 24/7.
Like example, Kobe Bryant, he went to the gym at like 4 in the morning every day without fail. Go to the gym in the morning. Even Michael Jordan as well. So those are the things that make them really a good example of gritty attitude or gritty mindset lah.
Perseverance and all
better experience lah. Because of them, they have a passion, a certain area that they focus on.
Yeah.
Which is sports. Like basketball, you need to be good at basketball. Golf, like Tiger Woods, good at golf and all that, and so on. But for us, the commoners, people like us, how do we find the passion and how do we learn how to overcome challenge per se? Like for you, right? For you, your passion is what? How do you take yourself through all these years of things that you did before?
Right now, I don't rely on passion. I rely on discipline. Because
You got
when it comes to money,
When it comes to money,
That's true.
That's true. I agree.
I have so much discipline for money, I tell you. But when it comes to passion, back then I really relied a lot on passion.
Yeah.
And when this is a businessman kind of thing. When you do things with passion, you do things with your heart.
Yeah.
You really want to do it. But when you fail, it breaks you down really hard.
Because it
breaks your heart.
It breaks your heart lah.
So when I've suffered that, I told myself, business is business. It's all here, all discipline. I don't. If someone lets me down, fuck you. Move on to the next one.
Move on to the next one.
Yeah. So a lot of my grit comes from discipline in earning money.
In earning money.
Yeah, and if you were talking about passion, I have a lot of passion for outdoor sports, archery. I only do it as a hobby. That's why I ended up not practicing it too much. So I don't know, but that is me. But I realize Gen Z's, back to the Gen Z topic, they rely a lot on passion. So for myself, I separate everything. Then, yeah, discipline, passion.
Okay, in your opinion, right, for Gen Z, like you said, Gen Z rely a lot on passion. Like, how do you think that one person who relies on passion to overcome all the challenge? Like, for example, like let's say he wanted to do a travel YouTube channel, but then because there's a lot of people doing it, and he or she felt like it's not good enough and whatever. How do they overcome that? So because that's the key point of grit. It's like how to
overcoming challenges has a lot of a lot of people has different ways of overcoming challenges. There's a lot of healthy way of doing it, but there's also a lot of unhealthy way of doing it. For me, I overcome my challenges. Basically, I play games. I need to relax. Not those kind of games we play. I play Red Dead Redemption.
What are you talking about?
The more relaxing games. If you see me in things that we play, those are not relaxing.
So Eugene, fun fact here, Eugene is also one of the people who always plays with Jeremy in things that we play, the live stream session. So if you hear his voice, you might be familiar. Like, wait, I heard this voice before. Whoever watched the stream, you probably heard this voice before. That is him.
But why is that voice so angry?
So that's how you overcome it.
That is one way. Okay, I have a couple of ways. I play Red Dead Redemption 2. I do a little bit of workout. And the most unhealthy one is I go drink alone. I drink a lot.
Because it helps me process my thoughts.
Me time.
And my bartender likes talking to me, so to the bartender. Then the other way is also I go have fun, which is impossible right now during MCO. I want to go to the beach and all this kind of thing. That's not happening.
Well,
apparently other people can do it.
Yeah. For some reason,
for some reason,
Go
some
all the
people
way
can do
to
it.
Cali.
To open chat time. Jolly lah. But never mind, that's a different story.
So your way of overcoming setbacks and not giving up and failures is you set aside time for your own interests and hobbies.
correct. I need to clear my mind. If not, to me, if I collect stress too much, I explode. Really explode.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, really bad. And I explode at the really slightest thing because the stress has been accumulating. So let's say today Jeremy annoys me after I'm
Which I do.
very pent up, I will accidentally explode at Jeremy.
On Jeremy.
Yeah. So
But Jeremy likes it. He's a masochist that way.
So for all three of you grit is, there are two ways to look at it. Grit is learning not to quit, try not to quit, but at the same time you must also learning when and how to quit something is also part of grit.
correct.
So how would you guys draw that line? Like, okay, I need to have grit. Okay, this is something I hate, but I have to do it. But where do you draw the line? Like, okay, I cannot do this anymore. I need to quit this for myself and do something
For your mental sake or something like that.
Health.
for your
I draw the line at health. Recently, I got low blood pressure, and
Recently,
not recently lah. Low blood pressure was a thing since college lah. But recently is that my knee. I dislocated my knee.
wow, brother was standing minding his own business and then forklift out of nowhere. Kau bentam the fella.
Aiyo.
So
How about you then? How about you? Do you know like when is it time to quit? When is it time to you keep going?
The simple thing is, I think it's more like, you pursue that thing, it's your goal, yada yada. But at the same time, you still need to have your own time,
Yeah, correct.
which is to relax, to
I agree.
rest. But then every time, you know, you just pursue, kawan dah hilang, tak nak kawan, you know, and all that. So, no good lah. But at the same time, you know, you also need some time allocated.
Yeah.
So not saying that.
True. You need a bit of a. I still believe in work-life balance, despite the fact that I'm working with Chinaman.
You're talking about your daddy?
My daddy is fine.
You're talking about your daddy?
My daddy is fine, to be honest. My daddy is like a moderate Chinaman.
He almost there though.
You almost there, yeah?
He daddy from Shanghai. I know. Because my dad is daddy from Shanghai too. Wait, we have the same grandfather?
Yep.
Right.
So okay, so for you, right, is it passion or is it money?
See, I'm
Money
how
guy.
to put it? Back then, like every other naive 20-year-old,
Yeah.
we're all about passion.
Passion.
We're all about, oh man, we love filmmaking. How do we get there? Let's start with playing with the camera. Okay, for me, it's like, when I was studying, oh man, I don't know what I like. Let's just do it. And then work. Then suddenly it's like, oh wait, I think I like this. Let's do this. So yeah, most probably it's just, yeah. What's the other one? Great.
Money.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, I think for people who don't know what they want to do in their life in the first phase, like in the early 20s, right? Those are people like considered as late bloomers because they find their passion like later. But then never underestimate that, because a lot of, you see, successful businessmen or successful people in life, they find their true calling very late.
Correct.
You know, they find their purpose very late. For example, the most easy example, KFC. When did he found
KFC is the
KFC?
latest one. Paling lambat. Baru happening.
Yeah, so people like Jeremy, like this, like Eugene, right? Like even for myself, like we are the people who we didn't know what we wanted to do in our life in the first place. We just like, okay, let's jump into this. Okay, let's do this. But then after a while, you found what you like, and you keep going lah.
Found your true calling, like
Find
where
your
your
calling.
talent is best allocated to.
So for like your
Behind the
the
bar.
thing that you like,
Shaking.
the thing that you like is still culinary, or was it now like?
Are you
like
still-
this?
Mixology. I think mixology is really entertaining to me.
Ah.
I'm right now. The main goal is just the bar for me to earn a lot of money and just throw it all in the bar. One is because if you guys watch Lucifer, having a club on your own is pretty rare, man.
Clubs in Malaysia. Clubs in Malaysia, no.
we don't talk about club, lah, we talk about bars, okay,
Yeah.
cocktail bars, right? So I frequently go to this bar called Soma in TTWTA, and that place, renewed my interest in having my own bar, because you have jazz music playing,
Yeah.
just people over there chilling, drinking,
Talking friends.
talking friends, and
Yeah.
you just the old days without this.
Yeah.
You can actually.
It's all about talking face to face lah.
Face to face, yeah.
Socializing.
And you're having
lah.
a great time trying out new cocktails and shit, and
Alcoholics will love this lah.
yeah. Even if it's non-alcoholics, those people who go there to try, their tofu fa and everything, they make their own.
Go to bar to eat tau fu fa.
They make their own tofu fa, but they put some alcohol in it lah.
God damn.
Damn good.
Damn good.
Damn good. They even got teh tarik with alcohol.
Wow.
That's why that bar.
That's fun.
That sounds fun.
That sounds fun.
That bar, renewed my passion for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I'm gonna start my own bar. That's my retirement plan. Like, I wanna have a bar.
So the retirement plan is still considered as business if the retirement plan.
Yeah, because let's be honest, our age, right, this economy, right, if we retire, we don't have enough money to spend.
If we work 9 to 5 lah.
Yeah, we work 9 to 5, tak kisah lah, you work 9 to 5.
Yeah.
The moment you don't have a job, you're not gonna have enough money to spend.
Yeah. So
The
apparently
economy is so bad.
because apparently like according to what I read, in order for a person to retire as of now, when you're 50 years old, you need to have at least ringgit ringgit.
And
in
that's
your
only
account.
to feed you 10 years?
10 years.
Yeah.
That's only to feed you for 10 years. Can you imagine, like, 20 years from now, how much money do you need to retire?
That's not accounting about inflation and all that. Also.
Yeah, that's why.
If we go through inflation and all that, $1 million also tak cukup lah.
Inflation, tax increases, all this kind of stuff.
Change or
So does grit has anything to do with money?
To me, yes, very much so. Because money is my only drive right now.
So it's individualized.
It's
money is keeping me alive.
It's very subjective.
It's
in
very
a way
subjective.
lah.
Okay, I did a few freelance in talking on stage, trying to educate people on business. And a lot of people say the money is not the only thing, but I believe money is the only thing that keeps you alive, right?
That's true also.
So to me, grit comes money first. As long as you boleh makan, you can eat dulu, everything comes next. Then when you are stable, right, then anything else can be a grit. Can be passion, can be discipline, can be interest. It's all up to that. But you need to stay alive. That's why Gen Z don't understand that, because they live under their parents' roof. That is why I believe 90% of Gen Z is not gritty enough.
Because they're still having a comfortable life,
Yes.
even without getting paid.
Yeah.
But I do think sometimes Gen Z is not because of they don't have grit. It's maybe because there's so many things happening in the world right now.
Yes, and
they couldn't really decide
And at the same
what
time,
is it they want to do.
They're not at that. The time they're not there yet. They haven't
Yeah,
go out
they haven't
and actually.
reached that. Because the oldest Gen Z right now would be what? 1997.
Yeah.
1997 would be 24,
Mid-20s.
23 or something.
23 years old.
20s.
So
Oh man, I'm so close to a Gen Z.
Yeah.
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 We're not that far. But then
years
because the way it is that you started working and you started getting into this at the age of 17, correct? If I'm
Yeah,
not
because the
mistaken.
money.
So because of the money. So I think it could be very subjective for millennials and for Gen Z, because Gen Z, like I said, you couldn't find. There's so many things in the world. What you want to be, you know. But then as time goes by, what you wanted to do now might not be as relevant as 3 years later.
Correct.
So that's the issue with Gen Z. For me personally, Gen Z has a problem in that sense. Because if you decide to change this thing now, 5 years, 2 years from now, is that still gonna be relevant? Does that person can sustain he or herself at that point of time? So it's very hard to see whether does grit applies to Gen Z or not.
Yeah, we're
Like
not
to
there
millennials.
yet. They're not there
So
yet.
it's very difficult.
Like I've heard this thing on the radio where they're talking about how, like, you know, how people who started on TikTok and then started getting millions of followers and stuff like that, and then they're getting paid. So if they, you know, their TikTok can sustain their life,
They don't need grit.
in the future, when TikTok no longer becomes relevant,
Yeah.
What happens then?
Yeah.
what is their job? What are they gonna do?
I think another way to look at grit, right? Like there are people who tell how parents should educate their kids from young about grit, how to
Yes,
develop,
yes,
right? So one of the ways is you teach them to deal with difficult things. Don't quit when something gets hard.
Yep.
I think that's one thing that some people in our generation, a lot of people's generation in our generation face. Like we try something so hard, let's say 5 years, right? Then there's no result. Then we give up. So does that mean we don't have grit? So do we know how to deal with difficult things? Like you say, let's say TikTokers, right? Or they had it hard, they worked hard, grow their channel for 3 years. Then later, 2+ years, the channel die down. Then do they, what shows whether they have grit or not is, do they know how to come back from that failure or like that setback? If they don't, then they have to find it all the way from rock bottom again.
I think there's an example, a YouTuber who has serious grit is Nigger Higger.
Oh, yeah, nigga, you guys been a long.
He was really famous, right, back then?
Yeah.
Then,
Higa.
sorry, it's
Oh, this Japanese.
NIGA. Sorry,
It's not the N word.
Not the N word.
Oh, they're getting
Okay,
demonetized.
Ryan Higa.
Okay, it's not the N word.
The really,
different.
the really gritty YouTuber I've seen is Ryan Higger.
Yeah.
Basically, he was the top YouTuber back then, #1,
Yeah.
right? After that, he died down completely because he disappeared completely. And then if you see him now, he's still living in his really big house and everything. How did he sustain that? Because he came out with Ninja Milk, his production line of energy drinks, and he did a lot of business on the side using YouTube's money that he earned. So to me, he will find the means to sustain, to survive. And those kind of people to me are very greedy.
Yes.
So he's the one that knows how to evolve from YouTube lah.
Correct. Yeah. Then to me, because I don't think YouTube will ever die down.
Not for now.
Not for now. I mean,
You never know in the future, we get 3D holograms. We don't need YouTube anymore.
VR.
but
VR,
you might not know YouTube will be the one who does that.
If they do that, then hell yeah, YouTube lives forever.
I think the problem is not whether YouTube will die, but more like there will be too many YouTubers.
This is
There's a
the
lot of
problem.
competition.
The competition is there.
Too many YouTubers.
The podcaster.
What are we?
So in a way, that means that is great considered as coming back from something that you fail. Like if you fail into this thing, that how do you come back?
Great.
So that is considered great.
Great to
Would
me
you
is
agree that?
great is to me is your goal stays the same no matter how you try to do it.
Yeah.
But don't do it the illegal way, of course. But
The goal stays the same. Sell.
So is the process of going toward the goal
correct.
that
The process
considered
is
as
going
a
to the
great,
goal. Yeah.
right? How you go toward that process that is considered as a great.
You don't expect a walk in the park.
Yeah.
You expect a polar bear to jump out at you out of nowhere. You expect stuff lah.
Yeah.
How about panda that jump on the road?
Panda would be cuddly. So
You said a polar bear, like whoa.
polar bear is vicious, bro.
You never know.
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies, no, polar bears.
Polar bears are vicious.
Because it's big.
Yeah.
So when
tail
was
is white,
like
so when there's blood, you can see it. Sorry.
all three of you lah. When was the last time you felt you worked really hard for something, and then whether it succeeded or failed, right? Then you felt that at that point you were like very gritty lah. You worked really hard. Whether you failed or not, it's something you persevered through.
You go first.
First.
What's that?
How about
That's not that. You go first.
Tell us about your experience. What is the thing that you did that
Can give one example.
Last year was the biggest example. That was the biggest example because I had a fallout with my dad. I quit the job, and I was convinced by a friend to help him out. And I really put my all in that. Really put my all. I ran around even during MCO time. Sometimes I try to sneak out to go look for sales, and I really plan a course of action and everything. We have meetings every day. We have Discord meetings for 2 to 3 hours a day.
Discord, not Zoom, huh?
On Zoom because we are young people.
Okay.
We really tried really hard. I think everyone in that company tried really hard.
Yeah.
It's just that when things go wrong, instead of looking for a solution or agreeing into a solution, it became a very toxic environment.
They're all starting to blame each other and stuff.
Yeah, and blaming is one thing. It wasn't obvious that they were blaming because that guy is very good at sugarcoating things. So he would find a way to blame someone except himself in a very, very sugar-coated way. So at that time, last year I was young and dumb. Okay.
So 1 year made you unyoung and undumb.
Like you said,
1 year.
1 year changes a lot of things.
1 year changes a lot of things.
True that.
So I tried to follow him. I tried to keep the business alive. And when I found out the business had no capital whatsoever, I knew for sure by October we're dead. That's what I told him. By October we're dead. His reply is the best.
What is it?
Remember his reply very clearly. I don't believe you as someone who is so negative. Bro, the numbers, bro.
Negativity is nothing. When you had no money.
Numbers was very important.
Because you know when it's time to quit.
Yeah, so it was time to quit is because to me I felt like the captain doesn't want to go down with the sinking ship, and to me, if I stay with the captain, I'm gonna die.
No, I'm thinking it's more like the captain is telling his first mate to, you stay in the ship. I'll get on the lifeboat.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because after the time I told him that news,
Yeah.
he bloody disappeared to Seremban and never come to manage the business. There are a couple of staff thinking that I own the business, not him. Literally. So when those staff were fired, they threatened to sue me. I said, I'm not the boss, man. I just deliver the order and everything. So it's like, oh wait, you're not the boss? No, the boss is the other guy. So yeah, and then things escalated really bad. But after that, I told them we should let this all go. Wash our hands out of this thing. You guys can start over. I'll start over my time. We can still be friends. It's fine, right? But it was not fine.
It was not fine.
Yeah, he went and spread news about me and a couple of my friends, saying that we've been siphoning money out of the company. First of all, the company has no money to siphon.
So much What money?
Even when we tried to follow up with him, because I issued a letter of demand from the lawyer, and he didn't respond to the letter of demand. I went to JPPM, I went to JPK. He didn't respond to any of them. He just completely ghosted the government. And so I asked his staff, the people that still follows him, where's this dude? Next thing I know, he comes back with a message saying that if I keep hassling his staff, he's gonna sue my ass. After that, I decided when we were really emotionally broken at that time. That is when I decided to call it quits. I was like, I'm wasting a lot of energy,
Mentally, physically,
emotionally. I was about to ask him to be my best man for the wedding, man. It was that emotional.
Wait, so I guess this kind of thing, right? I mean, like to our listeners and all of that. If you do business, right?
Don't do it with your friends.
Please, maybe don't do it with your friends. Business, but it depends. Some people do business
This is
with friends.
creative
No.
business.
This is mine.
Business advice for you guys, you can do it with your friends, but make sure you guys can see the numbers. The numbers is very important. The black and white is very important. There's no such thing as P&C between friends.
Got to be very transparent with each other.
Very transparent with each other. Numbers is very important. And if you don't know shit, just admit you don't know shit. Then we'll help.
This is good. This is good.
We'll help each
We're
other.
learning something from this. We're learning something from this.
So even more, especially when you work with friends, when you work with friends, you're gonna put your heart into it.
Right?
Definitely.
You're definitely gonna put your heart into it. So expect being heartbroken. You gotta have to expect it. Only then
Could be me.
No. Only then you guys can resolve the conflict. Because you guys will understand these things happen. If you don't expect these things to happen, you're gonna harbor a lot of hate.
At the same time, you're probably in the dreamland, you think everything is hunky-dory.
Yeah.
Everything is fine. We're best friends. We're never gonna betray each other over
hold
money.
hands together.
Yeah.
Sing kumbaya.
I guess like what Eugene said, it has to be in a realistic manner.
Yeah, very
Especially
realistic.
when you do business with among friends, it has to be really realistic. And then another thing is when you do friends are forever. Friends are supposed to be forever. Even if you're no longer keep in touch with each other, but when you meet each other, you tend to like, hey, how are you, man?
Like I haven't seen Anik in a year.
Yeah. So we're still
Jessica
friends.
in a year.
When it comes to business
since
with friends, when it comes to business with friends, just be a good person. No matter you do business with friend or without a friend or not a friend, just be a good person. Be decent about it, lah.
Be decent.
I wouldn't say be a good person. Business people at times you gotta be very harsh, brutal. But be smart about things and always trust your partners. Because if you go and get someone outside of your business and they come and meddle things,
Yes.
bound to have problems.
Yeah.
So
That's a good tip. That's a good tip. After all that, what is your plan?
For the future.
Yeah.
Or like the near future, because you
My
mentioned
near
the far,
future.
like,
Yeah, my current plan is to take it easy.
Right. Great plan.
Great plan.
Great plan.
I like that plan.
Yeah, because I've been hustling for too long.
Yeah.
I feel like rushing into things never get things done.
True. True.
I agree.
So take it easy, one step at a time. Pick up new skills, and then the future plan is to hopefully pay my house without any. The house thing is very important to me. So once my house is done, once all of that is sorted out, I can probably start working on the bar project, and marriage. Who knows?
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, as the Chinese auntie would say, 几时要结婚?
As my father would say, wait, he find a new girlfriend or only kids.
Very good. Nice. Yes, your father is always right.
Okay, so our topic today is about grade, right? So to sum it up, like, why do you think grade is important?
Okay, do you guys believe in talent?
Well, I have a split opinion about talent
Okay.
and hard work. So I'm because for me, right, I'm not really a talented person. Not so much a talented
True,
person.
we are all not.
So because
I
here's
can't
the
see my
thing.
talent.
Here's the thing that I think that talent without hard work is not gonna end very well. It's just gonna be a so-so performance.
Okay.
But hard work without talent can replicate the talent itself.
Yep.
Because in a way, like
It won't be 100%, but it's almost there.
because I've had this advice before in a creative perspective, where one of my friends telling me like, if you're not creative, it's fine, but if you can replicate that creativity, makes you as equally creative. You understand? So that works in the sense like you don't have that creativity, it's fine, but you know how to do it, how to do exactly the same, or how to imitate it, then you are actually the same level. So it goes with talent. Let's say you don't have a talent for basketball, but you work hard for it, then you be as good as a person who has a talent but doesn't even work hard for it. Correct. That's the comparison for me is like that. And how about you?
Well,
What do
I've
you
seen
think about
things
grade?
like this. There's you want to have grit. You want to have a lot of people pursuing success through life, right? You need to have three things. Okay, number one is hard work. You have to be smart and talent. Okay, I put talent last. It's because everyone has talent. To be honest, everyone has talent with something. Jeremy always says he doesn't have talent, but he has a talent in showbiz. He can really entertain people.
showbiz,
That's huge coming from your own talent, bro.
He can
He
entertain.
funny.
He funny. He can entertain.
I can
funny.
only entertain my cousin. My cousin find me funny. Nobody else do.
I'm pretty sure everyone finds you funny.
That's not true.
Chris, you're a joke. I'm just
Oh, that's the Eugene I know. Thank you. Yeah. See, you're funny. You're funny. Ha ha.
So your opinion is
My
talent
opinion
is the
is
last one.
talent is last is because think
What's
of
the
it.
first one?
Think of it as your mango seed. Remember, my mom gave you a mango seed. You put the mango seed in the grass. The mango seed has so much talent, but you don't nurture it, it's not gonna grow. You put the hard work to nurture it, keep watering it, it grows. But why doesn't it grow as healthy as the neighbor's mango seed? Because you're not smart about it. You just put some fertilizers.
Are you talking about my mango tree?
No, I'm talking about
Are you telling me stupid? Because my mango tree ain't bearing fruit. God damn.
So
to me, it's always hard work and being smart. Is very important, regardless if you have talent or not. But everyone has talent, lah. Don't keep telling yourself you don't have talent. Everyone has a talent. I have a talent. I just haven't found out what my talent is.
agree.
You have a talent, you have
Agree.
So, if you can't find your talent yet, hard work, be smart. My dad always says, hard work, be humble. But if you really want to get rich, hard work, be smart.
Talent is the last thing. If you have talent but you don't work hard and you don't be smart about working hard about it, then you won't find the success.
Yep. Because
you won't get there.
if you think about it, if you keep working hard, but
But then you have no plans.
just keep hitting on the
Yeah,
same
I mean, like,
wall again
keep
and
hitting
again.
the wall.
It's not going to progress you. That's why you have to be smart about things. Because I worked really hard last year.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't smart. So hit the same wall, crash, burn.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like about maneuver your way towards how you
At
go.
the same time,
like,
planning and all
Yeah,
that.
because there's never a straight road to success. Never.
I agree. Nothing comes easy, guys. In this world, nothing comes easy.
Nothing.
Everything comes with a price. Everything comes with hard work and determination and all that.
Even with failure, there is always a silver lining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've been through, not to put you down, but you've been through quite a sum of
Yeah, failures,
failed
yeah.
businesses.
Let's be
but
honest.
you've learned a lot from that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Learning process is a lot. Of course, I've hoped I don't sacrifice that much to get this little wisdom. But at times you will fail more than you succeed.
Definitely.
And actually, that's what makes the success sweeter. Because if you keep falling, one day
You just know.
you're successful, dude, you're gonna be happy as shit. Yeah, it's very satisfying. Although I haven't been there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gon' get there.
All I ever did was fail. Day one, I even failed to be to come out of my mom's womb. That's a story for next time.
That's not even negative. So to sum this all up, like honestly to say, grit is all about pursuing something persistently and be persevere about it. No matter how, but you have to be smart about it. Like you just said, you have to be smart about it. Like you wanna work hard, but be smart about what you're gonna work hard with. And then after that, making a decision that is it time to quit or is it time to keep going with what you're doing?
It's okay to fail.
And then
It's
to fail
okay
also,
to fail,
it's okay to fail. Fail doesn't, like Jamie said, when you fail, there's a silver lining behind it. There's a lesson for every
It's
failure.
because when you fail after doing something so much, then you have to start from scratch. You don't really start from scratch. You start from experience.
Yeah.
So you know how to start it already.
Yeah.
Which is easier.
Yeah.
So it gets easier over time. But if you're hardworking and smart lah,
Yeah.
it
And
won't get
also-
easier if you just sit down.
Sit down.
Sit down. Okay, I think thank you so much, Eugene, for being in our
Thank you,
podcast.
Eugene.
For
Thank
being
you, Eugene,
The first guest.
the first guest in our
First of all,
podcast.
thank you for being our faithful listener.
Yes.
Yes.
Like other people.
Well, other people are listening too.
Oh yeah.
We have
They're
you know,
just shy to
Yeah.
comment.
They
It's
just
okay.
don't comment. Sometimes they're just busy. We have to understand people have a lot of things in their life. They
He's
might
saying
be
I'm too
busy.
free.
It's very free.
No, you hustling. We see
You're
you.
hustling.
We see you every day.
Dad, I'm not too free, Dad. Please.
What are you doing in Jeremy podcast?
Okay, so that's it for our things that we talked about today. The catch-up session. We'll have more catch-up session with a lot more different people, but we'll let you know if there is catch-up session.
We'll let you know if there's catch-up session. The next podcast, we bring out ketchup water. Then you know.
Yeah.
You know already.
Okay, thank you so
Alright,
much
thank you,
again
thank
for
you
your
so much.
time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the advice. Thank you for sharing your experience and all that. And we hope to anyone who's listening, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Although Eugene is always the person who comment.
I'm telling you, he's gonna like this video
Oh no, this is
and comment on it.
this is the only video I will not watch. I'm sorry.
Don't be like that. Just contribute some watch time.
My voice.
Okay, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on
Yeah.
our YouTube channel. Follow us on our Instagram and on our Facebook. Yeah, so
Everything.
that's it for today. Things that we talk about. I'm Anif.
If you comment and like on this channel, you'll be successful. So do it.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's what we want to hear.
want to hear. See, additional comment from Eugene.
Yeah. What's the wisdom? What's the wisdom right there?
Okay.
Like, comment, subscribe, be successful.
Yes, be successful.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
That's Anif.
That's Jeremy. That's Eugene. That's Jessica behind the camera. And see you in the next episode. Bye.
Peace out. Peace out.